Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Ba-dum, bum,
Do
bum,
do
bum,
do do
bum,
do
bum,
do do
bum,
do
ba-dum,
do 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 do
bum,
do do do
bum,
do
bum,
do do
bum,
do do
bum,
do do
boop.
do 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 dot 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 dot. Welcome you guys to Wax Moronic. That was fucking sweet as shit. That was like the best thing anybody's ever done in the history of music.
I couldn't add into it. I was like, coming off the tempo.
Coming up with
I want to slow the tempo.
that fit together way too well.
Yeah, we're scat. We are scat masters, and we didn't even know it. Is that scat? I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we straight up did
Scatting
it,
with the
dude.
best.
Duke Ellington, steak,
I didn't know he was a
beef
scat
Wellington.
man.
Beef Wellington. Dude, they
Man.
have beef Wellington chips at the Asian American market. Tastes exactly like beef Wellington. I've never had beef Wellington. It tastes exactly what I would expect beef Wellington to taste like.
Funyuns. They taste exactly like onion rings.
No, it
I've
has
never
a-
had an onion ring, but it tastes exactly
Yeah,
like it.
pretty much.
That's pretty fun.
Dude, they have the wildest flavors. Just regular Lay's potato chips at the Asian American market. I didn't know what it was until I looked at the packaging. And
What
it
an
was-
Asian American was?
I'm still not sure on that.
It's been a mystery to me.
Yeah, but these Lay's chips just have all this Chinese writing on them, and then I couldn't figure out. I'm like, there was like a piece of beef on it, and I don't know if beef Wellington's like deep fried or something. And on the back, I looked at the ingredients. The only thing not in Chinese was the ingredients. And beef Wellington flavoring was the only ingredient that wasn't in Chinese.
Okay. So beef Wellington flavor. What is beef Wellington flavor?
Dude, it tastes just like I was amazed. It tasted exactly like, actually just kind of like Lowry salt, but
What do you guys think about tangy ketchup? Tangy ketchup Lay's.
I don't know if I've had it.
I don't think I've had. All I know is Blaze is a horrible salesman. He's like, it tastes just like beef Wellington. I mean, it kind of tastes like salty Lowry's.
Yeah, but
it
Lowry's
tastes
is
just like
good.
beef Wellington. I've never had beef Wellington. But it tastes just like it.
I'm pretty imaginative though.
If I imagined beef Wellington,
Yeah.
this is what I imagined it would taste like.
Yeah.
You're just eating a salt lick.
Eating just a salt cube.
I was at.
like heaven.
I mean, this isn't beef Wellington. It's Swedish meatballs. But I
Speaking
mean,
of Swedish meatballs, you ever been to IKEA? Ever got anything?
yeah, of course I've been. Yeah.
You've been to IKEA. Have you ever gotten furniture from there?
Yeah, actually, I did. I got bookcases.
Let's say you better get something there. You can't just go for the meatballs. They get mad.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Who gets mad?
The meatball man.
No, he doesn't. The meatball man's selling meatballs like.
Have you
like
ever heard of
hotcakes.
Yes and motherfucker? What the fuck is wrong with you? You piece of shit.
I didn't know we were on an improv show. I didn't know
You
Wax.
motherfucker.
Thank you for joining us on Wax Moronic, the improv show.
You think people actually get mad? Do you think people actually get mad at the meatballs? You think?
At
Listen,
IKEA? IKEA is famously known for
I
their
haven't been to
meatball
an
stand.
IKEA in 17 years. All right, I don't even know if they serve meatballs anymore.
yeah, they serve meatballs. That's their whole deal.
That's their whole. I thought it was shoddy furniture.
It's shoddy furniture and
Meatballs.
great meatballs.
What
and
a,
here's
what
the
a
deal.
tag team.
Did
Do
you know?
the meatball man?
No, I don't meet the meat. You
Do you
never
know
get
the
to
meatball
meet
man?
No.
I can't say
Have you
meatball.
met the meatball man?
Yeah,
The
you can't
meatball
say
man
meet the meat.
that lives on Swedish Lane.
Swedish. That's pretty good.
No, I have. I didn't know this. I feel like you know this as a childhood song. Like IKEA is like a childhood hero. Like the IKEA man comes and brings us furniture. Like, okay, finally we have a place to sit. Like we're using the Bergin. We're sitting in the Bergin. I prefer the Bergin over the Flugau.
Flugau.
Yeah, I don't
All
know
I'm
what the
saying-
names of these furnitures are. All I know is they're very Swedish.
All I know is that when you buy a piece of, I mean, those Swedish, they've got a sick little racket there.
Sweets,
There's like
sweets,
We're not even
sweets.
gonna put the furniture together.
No.
We're gonna let you look at it. We're gonna herd you around like cattle, you know. And then if you get out of line, we're gonna prod you with a little zapper, you know.
Yeah.
And you better
They
not.
don't.
What did I just say?
I don't know. I also don't know what flu.
They don't prod you with a little zapper. It's a huge
It's a big
zapper.
zapper.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah. When you say little zapper, you make it sound like it's a little bit of fun. Not fun at all.
No,
They
it
hit you with
hurts.
it. Ah.
Yeah. So and then they make you put this furniture together, and they're like at the end of the, they're just like, hey, how about some meatballs? You know, how about some?
See,
I want to know what meatballs. What kind of meat is the meatballs? I want to know that.
Swedish. That's how I know that you haven't been to IKEA in a long time, because the meatballs aren't at the end, dude. The
You're
checkout.
right. They're in the middle.
Yeah,
aren't they?
the checkout's at the end. You have
That's
to pay
right.
for all that stuff
You're
you just
right.
bought. You get the meatballs, you feel full, then you're happy.
You're not. I'm like Blaze. I've actually never been to IKEA.
I don't think
just,
I've been to IKEA. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've been to IKEA
Yeah,
a
'cause you're a small
billion
town boy.
times.
Yeah.
You, you ain't big city like me and Quay over
Yeah.
here.
No, we just did-
we're just big times over
We just
here.
had to order things from the Sears catalog and put them together.
Do you guys even have
A Sears catalog?
That's like a 1950s reference.
Yeah.
where they
So
just-
here's, I
We
used to
all
have a.
know the
It was
Sears
one of my
catalog.
favorite
Dude,
it
the
was my
best.
favorite top 10 favorite catalogs that I owned of all time. My grandmother gave me this Sears catalog, like from literally probably 20, 22, 23. It was
Yeah.
old as shit. They had like things in there like a bicycle that went to a train rail and then had a long piece of cross that like balanced you. So you could just ride a train rail where you you get on it, ride.
That rules. They had everything in that.
Dude,
Dude, you get
such
that for
a time
Christmas
to be alive.
and just circle everything that you wanted. Your parents never bought me anything in there. I just start looking at the plus size women in the bra and panties section.
The plus size women. I don't think there was plus size women in the 1990s Sears catalog.
Just their boobs were.
I'm glad you said Sears catalog. I don't think there was plus size women in the 1990s.
It's Sears catalog.
Yeah, yeah.
They were definitely
and
plus size women.
Also,
Hillary Clinton was
wow,
his first
you're gonna
lady.
name names like that. Plus, she's
Oh, no.
iconic.
Take it back quick.
Yeah, her
The
her
Benghazi
beauty
bully.
comes from within. You know? What?
the Benghazi
Benghazi
bully, Mr. Leader herself.
Oh my gosh! You better shut up. She'll have you killed, bro.
Yeah, I voted for her, man.
Right now, there's just a dot on Dave's head.
And it's not a bindi.
That sounded like you were like, good. Good.
You want to hear a fun story about, or fun fact about train tracks?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, emus, I don't know if it's ostriches and emus, but I know it's at least emus. If you put them between two lines, they'll run between those lines. They won't exit those lines until they cease. So there's like a big
Until they
problem.
cease.
Like they stop.
Okay,
You know, like
okay.
the line stops. So
Yeah, that's-
that's why like emus will get caught in like train tracks, and they'll just keep running down the train tracks until eventually they just get nailed by a train.
That's pretty funny. Most emos are just on the train track waiting to get hit by a train, though.
The difference between an emu and an emo.
They're both getting hit by trains.
One's a bird. The other one is annoying.
One gets stuck between tracks. One gets
Oh,
stuck in a mosh
shit.
pit.
I got attacked by a bird today. It was, I'm not gonna lie, top 10 scariest moments in
What
my
kind of
entire
bird?
life. I don't know. I think it was like a goose.
It might be the most identifiable one. I don't know what type of bird
It
this
was
is.
a big brown and white bird, and it came at me with the fury of 1,000 gods. I was like, "What?" I've never been
Geese.
so close,
Geese are mean.
dude. He was pissed, and I thought to myself, "Am I gonna get beat up by a goose?" I was right. Here's what happened. I'm riding my bike, as I do. Ride my bike. I see baby goosen,
Gas.
Yeah.
baby gas. They're coming up to the trail, and there's two ducks behind them. Or I'm sorry, geese, geeses.
No, they're ducks till they turn into
Gassels.
geese. That's how it works.
It wasn't. They were baby ducks, but
They're
these two,
gassels.
a gassel of geese, Greeks. They were standing there, and they were like, "Hey, we got some Fila tennis shoes." So I had some geese in the field as I'm approaching, and I'm like 50 yards away, and I'm like, "Oh, baby geese." I'm just cruising, and the two adult geese, they see me. We lock eyes. The one goose,
Fatal mistake. Never lock eyes.
yeah, that was
with
my
the
fault. I knew as
goss.
soon as I did it, I was like, fuck, he's the alpha here. So I was like, yo, what up? And he opened his mouth like, and started making this noise. His tongue came out, was like,
Dude,
you
that's,
know,
that's
it
probably a
looked like-
Melfa, not an Alpha.
I was
That's
just
the
laughing to
mama.
see you.
It was, it was probably, well, even, I'm using alpha as in,
I'm
it's
just
on.
imagining you getting off the bike.
It's gonna dominate me. Like this thing was like making noise at me, and then it started. And I'm not even kidding you. Like imagine how big a goose is and how big I am on a bicycle. It's an oversized bicycle, and I'm coming. This bird charges me and like jumps in the air like it's gonna start flying. His wings are open, and he's like, and it's like coming at me, and like. Geez, I mean, honestly, it didn't get as close as I want to say that it did, but it was fairly close. Like, I probably could have touched it.
Yep,
You know
that's
what I
wild.
mean? So I was like, whoa. And I swerved way over and swerved way back. And all I could think about was like, imagine that goose does make contact. Boom, I fall on my bike. He runs over to me, does his goose thing, starts whacking me with his beak.
stomping
I
you.
just yeah, dude, I just get goose
stomping you.
stomped. You know what I mean? And I was like,
goose.
I was imagining you get off the bike like, let's go, let's fucking go.
Dude.
Square up.
And then I was thinking about like, how do I make it into a joke? And then like, I'm thinking like, do I fight the goose, right? And then like, all I could think of was like acting out like an uppercut, and, like oh, like just boom, you know, like the
Two shots to the dome.
I hit him like
Uppercut.
I hit him where it
Suplex.
hurts. Yeah. I downed that goose.
You ever choked a goose before?
No,
Just
I've never
chicken.
choked a goose. I mean,
It's
I've choked the proverbial goose.
no, I'm
the
saying.
editorial.
Have you ever wrapped your hand around a goose's neck and just gave it a good squeeze?
No.
No.
Neither of you have.
Have you?
Why would you? Are you out there
typical.
killing?
What are you doing?
All I'm saying is,
Are you out there
The
killing?
Red River Zoo is getting
all
crazy.
I am saying is, if God does not exist, then why do geese's necks fit so directly into my palms?
Where are the Swedish meatballs filling here?
Well, that's where the meatballs come from.
Oh, gotcha.
Dave asked where they come from. We're talking about goose meat.
Dude, did you guys ever hunt? Like
Goose?
pheasants?
Yeah. Oh no, pheasants. Pheasants, I feel like would be easy to hunt because I see them often.
Yeah, but
Unless you're looking for
I mean,
them,
they
like
are.
your
Yeah,
car
they're
keys.
not. They're not super hard, especially like where I come from. But the first time you got to wring a pheasant's neck is like the most traumatizing thing as a kid.
Not the second or third, but the first time you're like, fuck.
Dude, it was one of the first, like, after I got my hunter's license and started legally hunting with my dad. They were like,
Note that when he started legally hunting,
yeah,
even
pretty
This
much.
hunting
dude
with
was
his dad.
poaching.
I mean,
DNR, if you're listening to
rhinoceros.
this,
dinner.
Hey, Bill, just kidding. I
Yeah.
never did any of that. He knows the
It was
DNR
pretty
guy.
much like you're old enough now that you got your license, you ring the necks now instead of me. So, like, if you shoot a pheasant and it's not completely dead when you catch up to it and it's laying there, just put it out of its misery. But what you do is you just grab its head and just whip it and break its neck, like, super hard.
Yeah.
And everyone around you was like, good job, man.
Good job. Way to go. Way to end it quick.
Yeah.
One of
And
the
every
most-
once in a while you do it and the pheasant's head just pops off.
that's terrific.
That's so awesome.
Remember when we were driving home from Bismarck last time, and there's
Oh, yeah,
two
yeah.
big ass geese in the road, and they did not give a fuck.
No, we were the only
We were
car on the
driving. We were
road.
like going 50 down this fucking road, and then these geese are just on the road. Luckily, it was in the morning, so there was no other cars.
Yeah.
But so I was able to swerve. But if there was other cars in the road, those geese would be in my grill.
Oh, yeah, dude. They were.
They were-
It was in the middle of the interstate, too. It was-
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Like it was like I was like, you guys are bold.
When they were flying away, too, it took them a while to take off.
Yeah, like
it
they-
was like.
They
They were like,
there
oh
feathers
shit, we were
everywhere."
sleeping.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck, it's warm right here.
It's like if the evil villains are chasing them at the end, you know, getting the.
They're trying to take
momentum.
off and they're
Yeah.
just slipping over stuff. Like, why is the floor
There's
greasy?
a couple rats like trying to hold on to their feet and fly off with them.
A rat this fucking big. Hey. Dude, traumatizing experiences.
Yeah.
I saw a lady. I'm 13. I'm starting to feel things, you know?
Right now?
Jinx, both of you can't say anything. You owe me a Coke. Just kidding. You guys can talk. Otherwise, it'll just be
Good
me
rest of the
spouting
podcast.
stories. Yeah. You guys just leave.
All right, we're done here. Yeah.
Fuck, I got jinxed.
It sucked. Oh, it was a good podcast for 20 minutes. I I felt feelings for the young lady. I don't know how old she was. I'm gonna assume she was like 17 or 18. I was 13 or 14. You know what I mean? So, and this was outdoor catch the biggest fish contest in like a pool of fish that were planted, big ass fish. You know what I mean? Catch the fish, take it home, you win a prize if it's the biggest fish. And they knew what the biggest one was. So as soon as you caught Bruno, they don't kill Bruno, they just throw him back in. Not mine. They pulled mine out, and I'm like, oh, you get a fish. The lady takes the hook out, takes she has needle nose pliers to take the hook out. She gets the hook out, proceeds to whack the fish right in the head, like boom, like split its skull. Like, I mean, it's a needle nose pliers, and it acted as a knife cutting through this fish's face, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
and then they handed me the fish, and they were like, here you go. That'll be $42.68 because you had to pay for the weight of the fish.
Oh, yeah.
And you're trying to catch the biggest one.
That's smart on their part.
Yeah, that's smart business on their part. Bad business decision on my parents' part because they were like, yeah, let's do it.
That's the Midwest for you, though, man. Like, there's a...
Where was that at?
Ohio SeaWorld.
Ohio.
I think it was SeaWorld. I was, yeah, I'm pretty
It
sure
was actually an orca, a baby orca.
When I was a kid, we went to we had a cabin up in Nevis, and Nevis
and Butthead.
What? Oh, Nevis and Butthead. Oh, that's real fucking funny. You piece of shit.
Not
Don't
head.
you ever interrupt me again. I swear to God. I swear to God.
cabbage.
Anyway, so like every
Hey,
little
Nevis.
small town has like a certain, and then day, like,
Je ne sais quoi.
and so like the Nevis's was pig days.
Okay,
And
I
literally
like
they
it.
had pig races, so they had these little juvenile pigs like
Piglets?
racing in like these wire fencing, and I was like, oh, that's very cruel and interesting, and I was like, whatever. And then like at the end of it, they auction off the pigs to get eaten.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, so they make these pigs race for their freedom, and then you just eat them?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like this town.
That is ridiculous.
This is a bad town.
Back to your fishing story. Was that actually like a lake, or was it like...
No,
in
this
a-
was like literally like a swimming pool size, well, probably like island park size, right? Like imagine like a
Yeah.
big island, and it was shaped weird, but it was to a little kid, it's a massive pool,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, okay, and it felt like there was no sand, you weren't really fishing, there's no
Yeah.
boats, but it was like, I don't know if you've ever been to one of those parks where they have remote control boats.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that, right? Except for you can
Yeah.
fish.
That is wild.
Yeah, it was wild. And there was a shit ton of little kids just like me who I'm sure all have that same story. So if you're out there and there's a group on, like, I don't know, Facebook or something like that,
Kids that saw fish die.
we're in need of new members. I'm going to start the group right now. People who saw fish die on FacebookLive.com.
Well, dude, people that hunt are crazy. Like, I worked with this one guy. Like,
Dude,
he
you're
would tell me he would-
canceled right now. You just said that. Do you know our demographic? All hunters.
I'm not saying crazy is a bad thing. I'm saying crazy as in loco, bro. Like, I mean, they got some balls.
Shout out to Cookhouse.
That's crazy, SA.
Like,
That's
like my one coworker would literally tell me about how he would go and hunt down coyotes with his pickup.
Yeah.
Like he would ride through the woods and hit coyotes with his pickup, and then take them and put them on the back of his pickup.
Oh, I don't know
Girlfriend.
who people that do that. We used to just drive around through the like fields and stuff in my buddy's big ass pickup.
Because
and
you guys
just-
don't hunt like that, bro.
Well,
You
we'd
can't
chase.
hunt like
We'd
that.
just go straight through the fields, and then if you'd see like a coyote or a rabbit or something like that, just driving alongside it, someone would just pull out like a rifle from the side or a shotgun and shoot at it. And one
Shoot
time, I'll never forget, my buddy Elliot was in the back seat,
Incrimination.
couldn't see where the animal was when we were driving through this field, and they're like, "It's right up there." He swung the gun to like go shoot it. My buddy Devin
Took a
out of
barrel.
the almost straight to the head because he was in the front seat and he was like, "It's right there, you idiot! You can't see it." As the gun was swinging over, I was like, "Oh man, that would have been a wild Friday night."
You
Yeah.
never forget how he almost got hit by a gun.
Almost got shot because he shot as he was My buddy in the back seat
got hit
shot.
by the butt out of it. I was like,
No. He was like sitting there waiting. He was gonna shoot it as we were driving by it, and then was
oh,
just
so
like
he shot.
boom.
And then it was by his head. Okay,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that wasn't relayed very well the first time I
I thought
said
he got
it.
like
but-
hit by the gun when he was swinging around.
Yeah, and then
he said he didn't get
then
hit
we're
by
like-
the gun. I was like,
oh no, he didn't get hit by the gun. He didn't get shot by the bullet either.
That's
Would have been
good.
funnier if he would have hit him. He gets knocked out. We're like, I think he's dead, and we just leave him out in a field.
that wouldn't have been funny
And then he
at all.
wakes up.
Yeah, no, it'd be funny if he wakes up, and then he's like,
Yeah,
where
when
am I?
When he wakes up, that shit's
Wouldn't it be funny if we
hilarious.
killed him and left his body?
No,
for-
we'd make sure he survived, and then
to waste.
we'd think that he was dead, and then he'd survive.
by
And then we'd be like,
rabbits
oh,
and
that was a
squirrels.
good prank we pulled, right?
That was a good prank. Yeah.
Knowing those farm kids, though, I
Got
grew up in
sucked
the
by
town. I
chipmunks.
didn't really know stuff, but those guys, they could just wake up in a field and be like, I know exactly where I am. I'm by the old Johnson farm, you know?
You
They'd
better
look
stay away
up
from
and
the
be
old
like,
Johnson
oh,
Farm.
oh,
I told you many times to stay away from the old Johnson.
Johnson Farm. That's where you get, dude. No.
Brats.
That old man Johnson. He's a
Johnsonville.
handsy fella.
Man,
Mm.
good talk.
Yeah. My friend told me, with all seriousness, he said, I heard about Harold's because it first opened.
Yeah.
It smells like cocaine in there. And I was like, are you saying there was people doing cocaine? Like, I didn't see it, but it just smells like it.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know what, what? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
I
It was,
had a girl
didn't-
tell me I smelled like cocaine one time. I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, are
yes,
you
I
s-
was doing it.
Yeah. She's like,
I was definitely doing it. But I don't know how I smell like it.
there's just 2 lines of white powder in your mustache. And you're
I'm
like,
just all over my face.
yeah.
Like,
What are you talking about?
what are you talking
like,
about?
I don't actually have any gray hair.
I was just cooking in the bathroom.
Oh
I
no,
brought
I
my-
slipped and fell in the kitchen. I landed in this pile of flour. Now it's all over my
Oh, no.
face. Oh no.
What's it doing with by those razors?
Someone like tries to touch it. Don't touch it, it's mine.
A special flower.
That's my special flower.
Dude, one time when I was in high school, we went on a theater field trip
Yep.
to the cities to go see a play and like go fuck around uptown and shit. And like I really wanted to. What's funny about that?
I just think it's funny for your
What's funny?
your
what's,
teachers to be like, just go fuck around in Uptown for a while. It's like they just
You
let
guys
you
just-
party
Again,
up in Uptown.
big city problems, bro.
Yeah, make
We're not your
sure.
small
Yeah.
town little shit, Sac City. Anyway, so
I've been to Minneapolis.
anyway, so we were gonna go to Minneapolis, and I was like, I really want to get high for this field trip, but
Okay.
I can't smoke weed on this trip, you know. And I'm like 15, 16. So I'm like, oh, I know people make weed edibles. So I roughly researched how to make edibles, and they said you have to infuse the butter.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so literally all I did, and I like this is before I even had concept of really grinding up weed. So I literally like put like some butter and like a dime or like not even an eighth of weed into like a dish and melted it together and stirred it together and then made like a brownie batter. And I didn't have a brownie pan, so I just used a loaf pan.
Okay.
So I
okay.
filled this loaf pan with this brownie batter and this makeshift weed butter, and I cooked it, and then I put it all in a big Ziploc bag, and I'm like on the bus going there, just eating. It's so fucking dry. I'm like washing it down with Powerade. I'm eating all this stuff, and my friend's like, "Oh, dude, brownies, can I have some?" And I was like, "No, like, no, you can't have any of these." He's like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Cause, you can't have any." I can't like tell him that I brought fucking weed brownies. You know, he's fucking telling me.
the concept.
You know, so then like but and then I get to Minneapolis and I don't feel like, oh, these are a bus, which they totally should be.
Yes,
because
yes.
You know, but somehow we were at the play and I go to the bathroom to take a shit, and as soon as that turd hits my butthole, I am higher than I had ever been in my entire fucking life.
Yep.
At the time, you
Yep.
know. So like, and then I had to like waddle back to the fucking play. It was like an out of body experience. Like I ate a whole yeah. And I remember at one point like we were like fucking around uptown. And one of the older, because I was a sophomore, and one of the seniors like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Don't ask me questions that you
And
don't want to
someone
know
was
the
like-
answer
and then-
to.
And she looked at another kid who was like, "Dave, it's pretty cool." I was wrong about Dave. He's pretty cool.
I think it's funny that you said that you had to waddle back, like you got so high you forgot to wipe, and you're just like,
Dude, it was rough. It was a rough experience, but it
Yeah.
was very fun. Like, I I wish I could recreate that experience, being dangerously high in Minneapolis on a school field trip.
I think it'd be funny if
You
like,
can recreate that experience.
you not knowing that you're supposed to grind it up either, so there's just one huge nugget right.
Here's-
Oh
in the
yeah,
middle of
there's,
it.
Okay.
there's just like nugs in there.
Here's
Yeah.
what you need to do, dude. Actually, I think this is $1 million idea. I thought about this in Hawaii, or actually, here's what we're gonna do. We'll do it in Minneapolis. We'll call it the Davy Standel Tripping Tour, something like that. I don't know.
Ooh.
You get on the bus, 15 people max on the bus, right? 15 people. The bus holds 25, but 15 max, right?
Yeah.
Everybody eats an overpowered edible.
Everyone eats 500 milligrams.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Wow and that's the cheap package.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the B package. Or actually, yeah. If you no.
C package.
No, don't. We're gonna have to tier it. We're gonna have to do gold, silver, and platinum. And then there'll be like the titanium add-on. Anyway, you get people all drugged up, and you take them on a tour of super druggy things that
Like
are
a
in that
ghost
city,
tour?
like a ghost tour, but like a druggy tour. So like.
This is where David Standel almost shit himself in 7th grade. And
exactly.
Fucking around in Uptown.
Exactly. It's a grocery store now, but it used to be a comedy club. And David Stanton was doing so much shrooms so many shrooms in this club that he thought he was on stage. It was 4:30 in the morning. The club had closed down 2.5 hours ago, and he was still on stage telling jokes.
His bus left 6 hours ago.
If I took 500 milligrams of one of that tour, I would just be sitting in the back crying, being like, I'm gonna
Well,
die.
that's part of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're at a certain
Like
point,
the
you're
crisis
And then
moment.
you're just like, shut up and listen to David.
where you're like, I don't want to be this high anymore. I don't want to be this high anymore. I don't want to be this
we're
high
gonna
anymore.
put you in a dark room where you're
Sorry,
gonna
God,
cry.
I'm sorry. I promise I won't smoke this much weed again.
Oh,
Shut up and listen to David. He's telling his story.
you're gonna
That
You're gonna
is the
think about
thing.
life.
God, I'll never do drugs again. I promise.
Yup.
I'll never do drugs. This is the worst time of my
I'm
life.
sorry, God, I'm sorry. I'll never do this again. I'm sorry.
It happened
And
when I
then-
smoked K2 one time, and I was like,
Fuck,
that
dude.
shit was the. This guy came up from a party and just goes,
You guys want to try some K2?
"You want to take a rip of this?" This was back in like I don't know, 2011, 2012. Guys like, we're like, "What is it?" And he goes, "Weed." And then I took
Yeah.
a hit, and he goes, "It's like weed." I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean like weed?"
It's
He's
like
That
weed.
didn't taste like weed.
It's like weed product.
Yeah, and then my other buddy took it. He goes, "That's not weed. It tastes like meth." And I'm like, "I don't know what that tastes like either, but it tastes like chemical, and it's weird." Then all of a sudden, I was seeing outer space. I didn't think I could leave the kitchen. Then I just went and cried in the bathroom for a while, trying to like hope that I would come back to life. My other buddy just passed out, standing up in the bathroom, and wasn't big enough to like fall over the whole way because it was a long bathroom. So he passed out, leaning against the wall.
Nice.
And I was just trying to barf, doing the same thing. God, I promise you. And I looked over at his name's Chuck. I was like, "Chuck, you've done a lot more drugs than me at this point in
Incrimination.
your life. What's this gonna be like? How long is this gonna last?" And he looked at me and goes, "Dude, I've done everything. I've never felt anything like this." That was the scariest time of my life. And I walked upstairs to the rest of the party, and I see a couple of my buddies. My buddy Mitch goes, "What were you doing, Blaze?" I'm like, "I was downstairs, which must have been like 3 hours in the bathroom." He goes, "You were probably gone about 5 minutes." I was like, "Oh, dude, worst time of my life." He goes, "What, did you smoke paranoia?" I'm like, "Is that what it's called?" He goes, "That's what I call it." Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't fuck with synthetics.
No, that
That's what
shit
my mom
puts a
always
hole
told me.
in your
Dude,
brain.
Don't
That's what
fuck
my
with
mom-
synthetics.
It's
Dave,
straight
is
up,
that
yeah.
another
Do
synthetic
real
drug?
drugs, America. Do
Yeah,
real
do
drugs.
the real thing. Don't.
The real
fucking-
thing's there for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
One time I what's that stuff? Salvia?
Oh, I did that. Yeah.
Fuck salvia. Fuck you, salvia. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, I'm a champion. I smoke weed all the time. And I had to do, this was the college I graduated from. They asked me to come back and DJ the graduation.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, I can do that, no problem. So I hooked it up. I'm DJing. You know what I mean? I got my stuff there. I go to set up my equipment. I do that. I'm like, yo, perfect. Everything's ready to go. I'm going to go smoke this salvia for the first time ever because I have an hour to kill.
Yeah.
Bad idea. Dude, I sat in my car, packed the bowl. Didn't feel anything. And I was like, shit sucks. Big ass hit. And this, like, there's different stages of it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I got like I don't even.
It was like the 120. It wasn't like milligrams, but they had like strengths that you could buy
Yeah,
at
I got
the
like
head
not the
shop.
strongest, but like almost the strongest.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like 3, and I got the middle one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, whatever. This stuff sucks. I put the bowl. Oh no, I hit it 3 times. I put the bowl down. I'm like, man, whatever. That stuff didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I look back at my dashboard information, the speedometer and such, and from the middle of the steering wheel down, like it just caved in on itself. So like everything from the outside points went to a point directly between my feet. You know what I mean? Like everything over here was now right here. And I was like,
The scariest thing.
dude, it was so scary. I got out of my car. I walked around my car holding onto it like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is, if you're familiar with Minneapolis, it's right by the beginning train station. There's a big glittery building. First Avenue's a little bit up the street. It's like right at the beginning of the Target Center's right over there. And there's people getting onto the train. And I think they're looking at me and they're like, what do you think's wrong with that guy? And they're literally half a mile away. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I see people over there and they're talking about me.
Dude, that's what.
It was
when I did
scary.
It was
So
like
I
a
fucking-
freshman in
I'm done.
college in this apartment, and it was the opposite. Like, I smoked it, and it almost immediately hit where everyone's heads just turned into Hey Arnold heads. And then I would like
That
put
sounds
my
fun.
hand out, and it would just stretch, and
Football head.
then the whole room stretched, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
And it lasted real quick. I was like, "That was pretty intense," but it was like kind of goofy, funny. My buddy smoked it and just went dumb. Like he started drooling, and he goes, the son is a baby," and I'm like, "This guy's watching Teletubbies."
Yeah, he's watching Teletubbies,
and,
dude.
and then he just fell down through like the table, like whatever the end table, whatever it's called, coffee table. We're like, he's done. Then he had to buy those people a new coffee table.
Those people.
Well, whoever's house we were at.
Those
It was
people.
actually our RA gave it to us.
It was a bunch of
Resident advisors.
Chinese.
Dude, resident advisors give you all kinds of free college shit because they're stuck. I wouldn't say stuck there, but they're there.
Oh, they're doing
They're like,
doing
hey.
all the fun stuff.
Yup.
They only
I
really
know
get you in
about it.
trouble. There's like a couple Nimrods, dorks that want to get you in trouble, but most of them, like,
Those are the ones that grow up to be cops.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they suck.
Like,
Dude,
this
I
is-
got a joint back from New York.
It's the easiest
I
way
was
to
really
get shit
surprised.
by
Oh, dude, yeah.
PSA, just get pre-check. It's $80 for 5 years.
Nope, I disagree with you there. The bus. If you want to smuggle drugs, and this is
I thought you were
for all
talking
you
about like
drug
I thought you were talking
smugglers
about
out
the
there.
price point. I was like, I was like,
You can't beat that price point.
I was like, did I get ripped off? I, mean, I thought $80 was reasonable.
It is pretty good. $80 will get you a bus ticket across the nation, and you can bring whatever the fuck you want. They don't check
They're all
shit.
doing it on
You
the
ride a
bus.
bus. I'm not gonna ride a bus.
No, you say that until you're like, fuck, how do I transport this 80 pounds of heroin in each duffel bag? And the guy grabs the duffel bag that you set there 5 seconds ago. That guy grabs it, throws it in the bottom of the bus. Then you drive across the country. That guy opens the bus. You grab your bag and take off to wherever you're going. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I didn't know this. I've only ridden the bus one time, but that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, I
they don't
literally
check
set
shit.
my bag there.
Yeah, no one cares if just someone does a terrorist attack on a bus.
No,
Dude, I
exactly.
had my ticket and my bag. I set my bag there. The dude took it, put it on the bus, and I gave him my ticket.
is-
He did not check anything. Like, he didn't open it. There could have been anything in any of those
Yeah.
bags.
Again,
You know
no
what
one
I mean?
cares if someone bombs a bus.
That should have been the whole
Everyone's like,
movie.
no.
The whole movie Speed is just Keanu Reeves being like, "We gotta stop this bomb on this bus," and they're like, "No one really listens. Buses. We're not too worried about it. The people riding that bus are."
They can't
yeah.
afford plane tickets, bro. They want to die.
This was a city bus. That's how, like, yeah, think of, like, your city bus, and then, like, the people on the Speed city bus were like, oh, this guy's an investment banker, and he's riding the city bus, huh?
Yeah, that's-
yeah, like, okay.
Total fiction. That's
Yeah.
The people riding the bus is what made that fiction.
Yes, I would 100% be on board with somebody planting a bomb on a bus and being like, if you dip below the speed limit, you son of a bitch, you're going to blow up. But he's mad at the driver. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
like, he doesn't care who, like, he didn't care who was driving the bus. He just was like, I did this to the bus. And
Yeah.
they happened to be the people. But, like, I want to hear the story where, like, he's mad at fucking Russell you know, Russell didn't pick me up from 84th and Wabash for the 15th time, and I've had enough.
Putting the bomb of that bus.
I fucked Russell's wife 22 years ago, and he still won't bring me to the iron factory. And he blows up a bus. And at that point, I'm like, yo, Greg, that's his name. He's pissed at Russell. Russell's the bus driver. Greg is on the edge, and he's taken way too many self-defense classes.
I was gonna say edible loaves that Dave made, but yes.
Fuck, dude. Segways. I love that shit. He took way too many edibles that Dave made.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Fuck.
I was like, I'll just let him go. I
How's
interrupted
it
him
feel?
once.
How's it feel?
I'm on the tour right now. I'm misspeaking words, mouth coming out. Oh, dude.
Okay, Russell's pissed.
Russell's not pissed. He doesn't know what's happening because Greg hasn't talked to Russell or tried to ride the bus in the last 5 years. He's just been stewing with anger that Angela got fucked by Russell, and he just can't take it. So, Russell,
Is this part of the movie?
no, this isn't. This is my speed.
backstory.
This is
speed. This is
my
your
speed.
speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is more my. This is more his.
This
speed.
is more
Like,
my
this is my speed.
I wish I could have written speed because I
Let's all
would
do
have done
some
it that.
speed. How about
think-
that?
Nah. Wait, you got some? No, I'm just kidding.
I think that would be funny just to do his remake called "More My Speed."
More my speed. But it's still the same people. And then what's that dude? Dennis Hopper's like 107, and he's just like, I put a bomb. Like, hey, Dennis Hopper, you got to wake up. He's like, I thought that was in the script. Like, no, it's
Make
not.
sure
in
this
there.
bus doesn't go below 60 miles per hour. He's like, will you? Can you slow it down? I'm ready to die. Please. Slow the bus down.
It's too much. It's been going on for too long.
This
Fuck you,
bus
Keanu
needs to
Reeves.
stop. Yeah. Pop quiz, hot shot. If a bus goes 22 miles an hour and
man.
picks up 14 prescription bottles. Like, where's my lactate? Dude, somebody told me about a product, and this is real. I had no idea it existed, dude. He just brought it up the other day, and I almost pissed my pants laughing at what he just called. Okay, apparently, the older you get, the harder it is to swallow thinner liquids. I didn't know this, but like if you drink a glass of water, it could be like
But it's easier with like pudding consistency stuff. Is
yup.
that-
So
yeah.
they have something called thicket. Thicket. So it's like basically a gelatin. You put in water, shake it up, drink it, and it makes the water into like a jelly water. Oh my god, dude! Yes,
I wanna see that
think.
commercial.
I don't know. Yeah, dude, I
A
couldn't
girl's just
believe
spraying
it.
it on her
There's
face.
like old guys like at the beach. Hey,
Oh
can
my
I
god,
have some? This soda's too thin.
I need thicket. Oh my
Pineapple
god,
flavoring.
I'd be
My
fucking.
grandson loves you.
I'd sprinkle it on my dong. I'm thicket.
What? What do you do?
My granddaughter Susie says she loves thicket. She gets it from the boys.
My appointment was yesterday.
Oh shit, dude! I got cut off by the oldest, whitest dude today. Oh my god, not in traffic.
The
Like this was
oldest,
the
whitest
dude. The whitest dude. Like
The whitest dude you know.
yeah, his name was like I founded America. I don't know exactly what it was, but I'm standing in line, right? I'm legit at a place of business that sells bulk items that doesn't have an actual person's name in it. It's the other apparently Target.
Costco.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't say it. You said it.
Oh,
So
you mean Bosco?
Bosco. I'm at Bosco's.
Bosco.
And I'm like, oh, they're like an hour early. I'm at Bosco's and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna
Actually, the door's open at 8 now.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we're actually
So
like,
we're actually kind of lucky that we got this far.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Well, we'll wrap up
Bosco's gonna have
Bosco's
to
later.
wait.
well,
Have a seat.
right,
You guys will get started in a second.
we'll just about put up the list.
Yeah,
So,
we'll just put it up. Well, I mean, it goes up at 8:30.
8:30. Yeah, you're right.
So, Either way, well, fuck. I guess
Anyway,
this is,
that was a good episode. I guess this will probably be like our
What?
This will probably be our first one actually that we released.
I think it was
here,
good
so.
because it sounded good, way better than the other
yeah, and we
mics.
actually
I'll be
got
honest.
the footage.
Yep.
Man, that's good for us. Well, guys, see you.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Good for you guys.
We'll see you next week.
I hope so.
With should we say our names? I don't know if we ever did that.
No, we didn't. But I was thinking we'll have to make like some sort of intro that we can.
I think we got it, dude. We had a pretty
No.
stellar...
That was a sweet intro.
Yeah.
I wonder, should we do that intro every single time?
Record that
Well,
intro.
yeah, we'll just record that.
It is recorded.
Okay,
I'm saying
cool.
just clip it.
Well, people are showing up.
Dun, dun,
We gotta
dun.
go. I'm Blaze,
My name's Marquay.
I'm Dave.
and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to Wax Moronic, bro.
Goodbye.
Nice. You like it?